My name's Jillian, and welcome to episode number 1 of Hello Anyone Home. This is our weekly virtual hangout between the three of us and hopefully some of you guys. This is a platform for sharing how we feel, but how we really feel, and what we're doing to stay afloat during this quarantine time.
Why are we doing this? Because we're emotional dancers who have so much to say.
Truth.
We feel too much. Sad or happy, I don't know. We feel too much. We need to talk. But mainly, I start creating this platform with my fabulous friends, Leah and Jill, to create a comfortable and safe place where we can all connect again through virtually. I miss everyone because like that's my thing. I wanna feel the connection between, I don't know, like my students or my friends, anyone. I miss it. I miss the talking. I miss the like hugging. Like it's so funny because I'm Korean and I'm not really a hugger, and I became such a big hugger after I came to New York. Like if you don't
For real.
hug, you're like you don't really like me. Like yeah. But anyway, like that's the reason why we wanted to start doing this. I hope you guys feel safe and comfortable to just hang out with us virtually. Yeah. Episode 1, yay!
Yay! I'm so excited for episode 1, and basically just want to give you an overview of what you can expect out of our, little structure of our hangout. But first of all, we really just want to talk to each other about how we've been doing, what we've been up to, that kind of regular stuff. And then we're going to bring in a different guest every week, which is super exciting. And we're going to ask them all kinds of questions and also continue to talk about our own experiences in quarantine times. And then we all have realized, like through talking, just like as friends, the three of us have been trying new things during quarantine, trying to learn new things. So maybe we're reading books or like cooking new recipes. I know Jill's is reading a lot of books, and I'm trying to, I made bread one time. And Bo is going on her bicycle, which is really cool too. So just like that spirit of learning, we want to try to, learn some things together. We thought that would be fun. So today we're also going to learn a new skill together, which should be really interesting. But without further ado, I want to introduce our first guest, and this person is super amazing, and we're super excited to have them as our first guest. So here we go. Here are the clues. This person is on the Neighbors dance team. They are also on Layers. They are also on Wild DC. And if that wasn't enough for you, they also work as an LMSW with families that are survivors of domestic violence. Who could it be? And also want to mention that her Venmo is at Brianna-Myers. Her Instagram is at Brianna-Myers_. Don't get it twisted.
Period.
But the amazing Brianna Myers.
Oh, she's here.
Looking
Yes,
amazing.
Hello, beautiful.
Hi.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me. You all, not gender language.
Yes.
Yes, we love to take a moment and just self-correct with our language. We're becoming better every day.
We are. And just want to shout out that Bree's Venmo is at Brianna-Myers with an S. And Instagram is Brianna-Myers_. Venmo has the dash. Instagram has the underscore. Venmo is in between Brianna and Myers. Instagram is after Brianna Myers, so don't get it twisted. Okay, so first of all, Bree, we're so excited to have you as our first guest. And we picked you for the most amount of reasons ever because you're amazing. Because you are because you know a lot about stuff, because you're really fun to talk to, and more.
And stunning.
And stunning. But first of all,
Glowing,
you want to
glowing.
share super
Thank
glowing.
you.
Do you want to share with us a little bit about what you've been up to these days? Like, you know?
How are you doing?
Yes. Firstly, I want to say thank you to you all for inviting me onto this show. I think it's real cute. I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm excited to see like who all the guests are and like all the activities that you all do. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you all.
Okay, we're working.
We're learning out loud here.
Yes.
Word. So, what have I been doing throughout quarantine? I have been honestly working, dancing. I've been watching Game of Thrones. If anyone's a Game of Thrones fan, I'm very, very behind, but I'm almost finished. I'll be finishing maybe today or tomorrow. So that's exciting. What else have I been doing? I've been reading a little bit. The neighbors has been selling merch, so that's been exciting. We've been able to like go around and like hand off merch to people, which has been really cute and like a nice way to, I don't know, like socially distance, see our friends and family and like smile at people from afar. So that's been really nice. But otherwise, I've just been chilling, like just doing my best, taking things day by day. I'm sure you all are feeling the same.
Yes,
Day
absolutely.
by day AF.
Really,
Very that.
that's all you can do for real.
It's like
Well, that's
one day
amazing.
feeling positive, and then the other day you're like,
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Exactly.
Normalize having a roller coaster of emotions, honestly, because like if
Roller.
you're feeling the same way every day all the time, that's be boring and like maybe unhealthy, like let's not do that.
Dig deep.
Dig deep.
Well, I wonder, we all came up with some different kinds of questions. I know Jill's has one about, well, I won't say what about, but you can go ahead.
Yeah, so we have been talking more about social justice issues on social media these days than I feel like a lot of us have probably in our whole lives, but at least in our adult lives or, in recent years at least. A lot of that discussion has led to like some awesome change and some good outcomes and even some improved or mended relationships. But it also can be really taxing on us emotionally and for some of us who are like bearers of more knowledge and more information like you are, there's a lot of or it's easy to pour a lot out of yourself and then not replace that energy with something else. And I feel like the way to do that is by setting boundaries of some kind, but it's hard. And when do we do that? And how do we do that? And especially with our loved ones who we know are not trying to deplete our energy source, you know what I mean? But people asking us questions, asking us to explain things, to share resources, or having discussions with friends or family that can be tough or sort of are about like your identity or the identity of your loved ones, and just that takes a lot out of us. And how can we best set boundaries so that we're still pushing the conversations forward, the essential conversations forward, but also maintaining our sense of peace with ourselves during the time that we're all inside and just staring at our screens all day.
Yeah.
Lofty question. Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, that is like the question of the century, is I mean, yeah, we're all, I think, feeling a little bit of that stress because you're right, like so much is being shared on social media and like you can see the value in it. And you're like, I want as much of this information to be spread as possible and I'm going to do it to my detriment.
Yeah.
Like, fuck me, right? Who cares if who cares if I'm
Facts!
the info is out there? But yeah, I mean, that has been really difficult for me personally. But one thing I'm trying to remind myself is, like, I'm only as good as I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm no longer able to give the information because I'm so burnt out, then like, what good is this? You know what I'm saying?
That's a really good point.
Yeah, I've been trying to remind myself of that. Like, self-care is super important. Taking time away for yourself is really important. And I think, you know, it's nice to remind yourself that we're in it for the long haul. It's not a sprint, it's like a marathon, as they say. So learning to like take those moments of rest, you can really be in it for the full time is nice. I think also what's good about so much knowledge being shared is that there are a lot of experts about a lot of different things. So one thing that I know that I've been able to do, like people have been asking me some questions about like abolition and that kind of stuff because I've been kind of vocal about me learning that. And it's been nice to kind of say, like, you know, who really knows a lot about that? This person over here.
Dr. Bettina Love, Angela Davis.
Yeah. It's like, can I kind of like pass the baton to somebody else who might have a little bit more capacity than I do right now, or who might just like know more, just like whatever. So I think that's also a good way to avoid burnout and to avoid feeling super stressed. But other than that, I mean, just do what feels good as much as you can. Like if things are starting to feel bad, I think that's a good indicator that it's time to step away a little bit. And you can always just like reevaluate how you want to engage. Like no one says that you have to be doing the same things on social media or in person like all of the time. One day I might be able to have really long conversations with somebody about a certain topic that I'm passionate about, and the next day I might say, hey, maybe let's read this article this week and like come back and check in on it next week, you know, like
that's also a moment of like calling in as opposed to calling out, like allowing you and the person who's asking you questions to be learning alongside you instead of like having to do the work yourself or only putting it on them. You're still like including yourself in the conversation, but sharing the responsibility instead of just making it about like you pouring yourself out to someone else. That's a great suggestion. Thank you.
Absolutely, yeah. And a thing that I've been thinking about a lot too is the concept of learning out loud, which I like briefly mentioned earlier. And I feel like that has been really powerful for me. Also, like seeing other people and their journey and understanding that I'm not always going to have the right answers. None of us are, but we're all just out here doing our best, and that is what it is.
Yeah.
We're all just learning together, so it's all good. Brilliant.
Wow.
Brilliant.
I love that. I feel like we should be taking notes, literally.
Yeah.
Writing down some bullet points or something.
Yeah, you guys who are watching, if you have like a notebook or a journal or a diary, whatever you want to call it, like now's the time to add those little notes.
This is recorded, so I think y'all are good.
Well, okay, so I actually have another question on the subject of boundaries, and this is more like a physical thing.
Okay.
Which is just that I feel like in our corona times that we live in, like our physical space is so important, and we all have a different kind of concept of what is like okay and what's not okay. And I feel like if you've met up with anyone or seen anyone, there's always that kind of like you know, like you don't know where they're at and where you're at, and you don't want to make them uncomfortable, they don't want to make you uncomfortable, or maybe they don't care and they are just making you uncomfortable because they're acting wild, you know what I mean? I've experienced that too, where I've literally had to just like feel so uncomfortable and just say, please put a mask on, or like, you know, something like that, and it just feels really unnatural to me, honestly. But it is a really good substantial practice in really vocalizing what my boundary is and really deciding what it's going to be, because I've also been in a position in the past where it's like, okay, let's all hug now, and I've just been like, Like, and then I just know I'm not comfortable with it, but I just did it anyways. And then afterwards, I felt so much regret, and then so much anxiety about it because I was like, now I have coronavirus because I hugged those people. And then days afterwards, I'm in my house like, oh my God, I shouldn't have hugged those. You know what I mean? Like, and so that all is like wrapped up in a lot of feelings and emotions around like fear, I guess, and then also around like how can I set a boundary like when I'm with other people, and it just is everything is so messy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a hard one. It really does go against so many of our like natural tendencies, which are to hug and like be close and wanna like physically comfort and be comforted by our friends and family and stuff. So yeah, that's like really really difficult. But I think that you touched on something that was super super important when you were asking, which is knowing what your boundaries are. And I feel like that's where I've gotten myself caught up in the past too, where it's like I don't know that I need to have a boundary about this thing until it happens, and then in the moment I'm like, ooh, 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 like,
I don't feel good. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think one thing that you could start doing is maybe just like thinking through some scenarios that you might be in and say, like, would I feel comfortable with this thing happening? Would I feel comfortable with this thing not happening? Whatever. Because I think outside of just like I'm seeing my friends and I have to decide whether I'm going to hug them or sit next to them or whatever, things are starting to open up. Some people are going back to work and, just being in public spaces with people more often. So I think that is something that we're going to have to think about more so than we would have in the beginning, where it was just like, I'm staying in my house and that's just it. So I think, yeah, like finding what makes me feel safe and comfortable and it's not going to cause that extreme anxiety after I do it is a nice place to start. And then the other part that you talked about, which was feeling comfortable stating your boundaries, that's just going to be practice. Like, it is what it is. It is difficult. It's uncomfortable. I think especially as women, it's really, really uncomfortable to state your boundaries, especially your physical boundaries, but it's something that is so, so powerful and important. And I feel like that practice really trickles over into other areas of our lives as well. So yeah, I think you know the answers. They were right there in your question.
It is a helpful talk through though, because I know I did discuss this with you personally,
Yes.
Earlier. And one thing that you said to me that really actually did help me was like, it kind of happened already, and so it kind of is what it is, but you can just think about it and just do better next time, or think about how you would do it differently next time. And that was super helpful. And I think the practice part of it that's so true is that like, if I can speak up about this thing where I'm like, am I comfortable? Like this is like a high stakes thing. Like I need to speak up about my safety right now. Like I don't want to get sick. And so if I don't want to get sick, I need to say something. If I see something, I gotta say something that's going wrong. So I feel like just realizing in myself, like I am uncomfortable doing that, was so like empowering in a way to me, because then I was like, okay, well, if I can't even just say like this thing that everyone knows, like, we shouldn't be like sharing our germs with each other, and if I'm just stating the thing that I feel that everyone should know, then what about when it comes to something that only I am conscious of, or where it's like, don't be in my space right now? Like, then if I can get comfortable with that, I think I'll be so much better for it, like, in the future. So I feel like it's going to be a helpful practice in the end.
Absolutely. And also, Leia and I took a training earlier.
Oh yeah! Oh my God!
About
yes.
radical consent, and we learned all about like enthusiastic consent and being like, "Woo, yeah, this is the thing that I want. I'm telling you with my words. I'm showing you with my body language." So I think practicing that and practicing reading that from other people also will help in this situation.
That was really a good perspective change for me, because it's not like, it doesn't have to be in an environment that is like sexual. It's just like in all of our relationships, we're always like consenting or not consenting to what we're doing all the time. And so if sometimes, and I realize I do this so much where it's like someone says, "Oh no, I'm not gonna stay for this extra hangout part," and you're like, "No, just stay. Like, come on, just stay." Like, that's not radical consent. I'm actually coercing this person. And so, like, I just need to feel a little bit more conscious of if someone's like, "No, I'm going home," feeling like, "Okay, have a great night."
Get home safely.
Right.
I just need to go with what people are telling me that they need to do. Is like, okay, you need to do that, go for it, and that even if I thought I was always like being considerate of people's desires, like when I think about in that realm, like I wasn't always doing that.
Right.
Now I will.
I love it. Yeah.
Well, my question is something like a deeper question.
Yeah.
What if you feel lonely, but in a way of like, so this is what I'm experiencing recently. Uh, like 5-6 years ago, when I was not really doing much, career wise or anything. Like I was mostly staying home because I wasn't able to spend money, which I didn't, and I was losing a bit of passion towards to dance or anything that was fun to me. So I kind of like stay at home, playing games with my roommates, so kind of like avoiding the reality that I was facing. And now, like, it's all gone. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, I just had to go through that moment. But recently, being in this lockdown situation kind of bring me back to that moment that, like, like how the weather kind of affects you on, like, remembering some memories, or, and that's been what I'm feeling recently a lot, that I feel like I'm not doing anything. I feel, even though I'm trying to be productive and passionate, like, am I not feeling passionate about things that I used to love? Like, I kind of start questioning about lots of things. And that makes me feel more alone because, like, although, like, I'm not putting myself in this situation, I just kind of have to be in this situation again.
Yeah.
How would you deal with that kind of, like, I know it's so deep, sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. First, thank you for sharing that. It's really difficult to be so vulnerable and open in such a public forum, so I really appreciate you sharing that with all of us. Um, that is really, really hard, but I do feel like people are experiencing like a similar feeling like more often than you might think. I think home is really, really complicated for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. And right now, all of us are forced to be at home, and it could be a place that's not safe physically, not safe emotionally, just like lots of complicated things around home. So I think just first and foremost, you're not alone in that feeling. Um, you mentioned that being here like kind of brings you back to that time. It's like reminding you of you being in that space. And I wonder if there are ways to sort of like retrain your brain to have more positive memories associated with home. So right now, the feeling of being stuck at home is bringing up negative emotions, but I'm wondering if there are methods that you can use to reassociate it with positivity. Um, I don't really know what those could be for you or what might work for you. Maybe it's in inviting someone into your space and like having, I mean, that's not really the safest thing to say now. Yikes.
Exactly.
But I was gonna say, like, in the most ideal world, like maybe you could be like surrounded by your friends, or kind of like make it a more like fun, fun environment. But maybe you could do that virtually, like have a Zoom party or something where you're able to spend some time with people and be in your house and feel happy. Um, and then if that's not really an option, maybe there are ways to safely be elsewhere for a time. Like you can have a little quarantine squad and maybe you go to their house for a weekend and get away for a little bit, or there's kayaking.
It always comes
Going
back
out
to
of town a
kayaking.
little
Kayaking.
bit.
I
And
love
riding your
Just like an
bike, like you.
Airbnb.
Riding your bike.
I
Exactly.
think
So
that's what like I think I like to go ride a bike because of that reason, not because like,
Mhm.
oh, let's go work out, like it's more like I just need to leave this place for a bit, like.
hmm
So yeah, I see what you mean, and I feel actually much better that it's not just me feeling this way.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, too, it might be the case that you never feel 100% happy. Those feelings never 100% go away. But being able to find those little moments like bike riding, like whatever it might be for you, is already a win. Like you're noticing something that you feel like needs to shift emotionally, and you are empowering yourself to make that change. And I feel like that's really powerful. So you should really just slap yourself on the back. I don't even know what the term
Tap,
is.
pat yourself.
Pat, I think. Pat. Slap yourself on the back.
Slap it, pat it. But yes, I think you can congratulate yourself for doing that, because that is really, really hard to just recognize those emotions and realize, like, hey, this is a thing that I'm feeling that I don't like, and I want to find something for me that's going to change that feeling. So I think just like searching for those small moments of happiness and like building them more and more into your day to day is, you're on the right track. Period.
Period. I feel so encouraged by your words, Bree.
Yeah,
My
me too.
goodness.
It really makes you feel like, we're all gonna be okay, kind of
Honestly, we
vibe.
are all gonna be okay.
And
The
yeah,
world looks very different, but we're gonna be Gucci.
and especially because we're like coming together in these kinds of moments to just explore, like, like Brie did that and it helped her feel a little better, so maybe like I can try that. And we're all like, I think, doing a lot of introspection, which is so needed. Like we weren't maybe able to do so much beforehand because we were able to be so distracted by like things that make us busy. So it was so much easier to like avoid these like more difficult emotions, like feelings we have around being home or feelings we have around, like our relationships or whatever. Now we're able to more deeply explore them, which I think is so profound, and it's going to be really useful for us like later on in our lives to be like, oh, I really worked through that already, so I could kind of proceed to the
I
next
have the
thing.
tools in my toolbox to like
Yes.
deal with when
It's,
this emotion comes forward.
we
And when
love
I'm
an emotional toolbox.
Yeah.
and our toolboxes are going to be stacked with all of the tools. And I also think one thing that could help too, Bo, is in your home, like reworking things, like just changing
Yes.
things around or bringing some new
Plants.
plants,
Taking care of
candles, like
plants
just
is
like
the
move your
solution to all
bed
problems.
to the other side of the room, or like change your decor, or like just switch it up and make it feel really fresh so that it feels more like, okay, these are all objects that I love, and I love waking up and I love seeing that painting, and that is a letter from my friend, and I put it up on my wall, and in my bathroom I put in like all of these like skincare products that I love, or like a smell that makes me feel like really fresh and cute. I like those things really have been helping me. Like I was also telling Bree that I ordered some new candles this week.
I get
that I'm
ads for those
feeling.
things you told me about all the time now.
I'm excited to review them for you guys next week. Hopefully they arrive. I mean, you all. I'm excited to review them for you all next
I know,
week.
it's
When
Learning out loud. We love it.
I'm learning out loud, but those kinds of things, or like when I go grocery shopping, finding a new kind of snack
Yes.
that is so
Yeah, that's
exciting
also what
to
I've
me.
been doing it. Yes, I've been trying out different Japanese snacks.
You'll have to do a review.
You will have to do a
I
review.
just, oh my god, I threw it away. I just had a like a wasabi seaweed stuff. It was so good. Oh,
Okay.
God.
That's
Yum.
Yeah.
amazing.
But
Love it.
talking about the loneliness, we kind of like talked about this too. It could be funny, but also I know everyone's secretly having this problem.
Uh-oh.
Everybody, and we don't talk
Okay.
about it.
What is it?
True.
Loneliness?
I think, yeah, loneliness, and also I think what Bo is alluding
Oh
to
God.
is just that we're not able to really start any kind of new romantic relationships, or are we, like, during these quarantine times, like, how are we going to deal with the fact that, like, we are all romantically starved if we're
Intimacy
not
is
really
not. Yeah.
Yes,
if we're
yes,
Intimacy
yes.
not
starved is a beautiful
ready.
phrase.
But I think mainly like I think some people need like
What they need, both.
need to be. I hate you.
Need to be touched?
Need to be
Intimacy,
touched.
physical
Like some
touch.
people need that physical connection to not feel lonely. I'm just saying this because I know I talk about this with friends. Some people actually having problems with like I don't know what to do with this, or like it's a serious problem. Like I don't think, I mean, it could be funny, but I also know that how important it is for some people, like like having someone to just like hold their hand sometimes, like
Hugs.
yeah, the hugs,
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Also, I guess if you are going to go about trying to, look into having a relationship with somebody, what is the best, safest way to go about that? Is there one? Like, I don't know.
Is there
Yeah.
one?
Oof. Okay.
Bree did not expect.
Okay. Um,
We'll
All
try to
right. I
service
guess
that a
it's
little
like
higher.
two
Oh my
prongs.
goodness.
Two-pronged question. One is like, if your love language is physical touch, or that's something that you really prioritize, like what are you doing during this time? And also like what's going on in your love life? What's going on in your bedroom?
Right.
Right. So prong number one, um, yeah, that's hard. I feel like it's kind of similar to the things that we were talking about earlier. It's like, how can I find the safest way to do this thing? I feel like in New York, well, I guess it's kind of everywhere. Like I've been seeing people who have said like, yeah, my partner just moved in with me. Like we just had to say like, hey, I'm trying to see you. I'm not trying to be apart from you for months at a time. So I'm coming over there or you're coming over here and that's just what it's going to be.
Right.
So some people have gone that route and other people have just, done kind of what we've done with our friends. Like I'm going to see you maybe once a
On
week,
Zoom.
once every 2 weeks, and maybe we'll get tested before we see each other. We'll try to quarantine in between so that we're not like mixing germs from a bunch of different people, and that's what we're gonna do. You kind of have to assess the risk for yourself, I think, and decide what's more. I don't want to say what's more important, but like kind of like what you're prioritizing in this
Right.
moment. Like if you're a person who really, 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 really needs physical touch, then that is so valid, and you just have to find the safest way for you to get that. But if you can hold out and feel like maybe I can go without. We can hand hold, but we won't kiss, or I don't know, like whatever it is for you. I think it's a very, very personal choice, and you just have to assess the risk and decide what's worth it and what's not.
What about they're single?
If you're single and trying to hook
If
up,
you're a single, that is where it gets complicated, I think.
that is
Well,
where
Yes.
I think
Yes,
already
yes.
it's complicated because it does come back to that boundary thing where it's like you really have to intensely discuss that with the other person. Like, what are we going to do and what are we not going to do?
Yep,
And that is a high stakes conversation because if someone
it is.
like
Jill is getting
I'm
stressed.
like
It
stressed.
is. I also feel like it's such a space where you can really be pushed and push someone else into doing things that you said you weren't gonna do, but now you're doing it. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna social distance date, but now we're making out.
Right.
you know,
I just
I
feel
don't know.
I just thought that like if you want, you should also ask your roommates too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anything that you do if you're living with somebody else affects that other person. So
Yeah.
that is a super important conversation to have.
Please do.
And
Definitely.
because
Don't
it
just
is
think that
like
it's okay
if
to
you're in a relationship with someone, you're in a relationship with that person and everyone that they live with and everyone that they've seen. And then they are in a relationship with you and everyone you live with and everyone that you're seeing. So it doesn't matter if like Bo stays home for 4 months if someone else is coming in and out who hasn't stayed home for 4 months. You know what I mean? Then it's like, well,
wow.
but I think that conversation is huge, like especially if you're right in the beginning of a relationship with someone romantically, it's like how deeply am I going to trust this person's word? And that's like a real big test for the beginning of a relationship, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. I wish I had more answers, but I really don't know. I feel like that is such an issue that we're going to have to navigate as a society. And I think people are also trying to figure out what dating really looks like. Is there a way to, like, I mean, I know there's ways to safely date. There are lots of articles around there about like social distance dating and online like Zoom hangouts and stuff, and those are cute. But in terms of those are cute.
For people who are
In
like
terms of
physical touch people, I
deepening
think
a
it's hard
Right.
to
relationship and yeah, like addressing those physical needs that people have. I think it's like I was gonna say risk versus reward, but I think again, just like assessing the risk and deciding what feels okay for you, or boundaries, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Now is
I-
really the
yeah.
time for that.
Yeah, you really push like a lot of the, you know, like at the beginning of so many relationships, it's just fun and like we can just, you know, hang out, but nothing is so light anymore. It's like everything is kind of like you have to push that heavier stuff towards the beginning of a relationship if you're not already like deeply in a relationship with someone.
Right.
You really have to have like hard conversations because you have to be yeah, you have to be exclusive from the start, pretty much. Like you
Yeah,
can
that's
never,
so true.
like you can't
That is so true.
be like we're just playing around and we're dating other people. Like no, you just are
No, we
exclusive
not.
right away.
Bro, I didn't even think about it from that perspective.
Yeah.
That's so right. Yikes.
I feel like for certain types of people, like certain horoscope types, that's like music to their ears. But others, it's like I'm stressed.
Who do you think that's music to their ears for? Scorpio?
Hello. Yeah. I'm like that
Hello.
sounds fantastic. What?
Yikes.
Like who's complaining about that? But let me let y'all live.
That's
Wait, Bo, what is your sign?
Guess.
Aries.
Oh my god,
What?
no.
Aries?
April 8th.
That's so crazy. Nobody guessed it right away.
I had that in my head too, but I wasn't gonna say it out loud. So
Really?
thank you.
Well, so fun talk. I actually talked about this with one of my friends. She was like, what's your, rising sign and, all that different thing. And I was
Moon and
like,
all
oh, I
that.
forgot what it was. Wait, give me 1 second. And I just like calculate all the thing, and then just I told her, and she was like, now everything makes sense. And I was like, okay.
You want to
So,
share your chart with us?
yes, why not? So, yeah, my sign is Aries, but my rising sign. It's like, oh my god, you
I'm so interested.
guys are. Wait. Okay. So I have Libra
Rising?
and Taurus,
Moon.
and
That's my moon too.
what was that? The Mercury,
Sure.
Cancer.
Yeah, that one.
So I have mix of Aries, Libra, Taurus,
Wow.
Cancer.
That's an
Ooh.
eclectic mix.
That is. That's a good mix, I think.
It really is.
So she was like, "No, I get it." And then I said, "Yeah." And there's this another sign that I've never seen, but it says I'm a Cancer. And she's like, "Oh my god, it's you!" And I was like, "Wait, what?"
It's you.
That's all your emotions.
But
Wow.
funny because usually people just ask me like, "Are you Taurus?"
Really? I wouldn't have thought that.
But you guessed it right away. Aries. I was like, "Oh yeah."
That
That's
makes
so
sense, I
interesting.
think.
Yeah, I feel like your chart makes sense.
Yeah.
You have all the elements up in there. You're very balanced.
Yes, very balanced chart.
I don't really know about Libra though. Would you like to share with me if you know?
I mean, I don't know a ton about them. I'm gonna say, never mind.
What's your impression of
I don't know
Libras?
anything about them. I know Libras are like the scale, so they're all about like balance and like seeing both sides of something.
Which is very Bo, I think.
Diplomatic in that way.
Am I?
That's really all I know.
Yes.
And it's really about love too. Like
Mm.
Libras love so much and are hopeless romantics.
Mm. Oh. Oh.
So,
Does it
well,
track
does
for you?
anyone, I mean, I guess on the subject of this, like, romantic thing, I don't know, has, like, anyone have any good experiences or bad experiences? Like, I don't know. I personally will say that I mean, no one has to share. I will just share from my perspective. Like, I haven't been seeking any kind of romantic relationship in quarantine. I think physical touch is like really low on my love language like list, and I personally love being alone. Like I don't mind being single and I don't mind being alone. And so I just haven't felt like I wanted to seek out any kind of physical touch or any kind of romance. Like honestly, and I feel like, is that
So you're
strange?
thriving right now, essentially.
Yeah, like
really, that's
I don't
the
think it's
answer right
strange.
now.
No, that's not strange at all.
for me, it's like this situation of quarantine, I almost honestly don't want it to end in some ways. Like, I could do without the part where I'm wondering all the time about, like, the
A virus.
virus part of it. Like, about, I'm worried about my friends and I'm worried about my family and the actual, like, virus part. But the staying inside part has been so nice for me because I like thinking about thinking. Like, I like being introspective and thinking about my life and like just being able to sit and like learn things and cook things and like explore on my own. So there are things that I miss, but I deeply don't miss being busy, like feeling like stressed all the time and like feeling like I have to go here and like leaving the apartment and having to bring all of my stuff with me and like carrying all this stuff around throughout the day and like changing 5 times a day. Like, okay, now I have my work outfit. Now I'm going to go to dance and I have my dance outfit. Now I'm going to like, just like so much. And I've been feeling like such a relief and being like, like I can just be me and just figure out like what do I really want to do, and like what do I really like doing, and how do I feel about this and that and that, and that's been nice for me. But
That
what
sounds
about
nice.
you guys?
That sounds great.
I think for me, I'm more. Um, I think I'm more sad because all the plans that I had for this year or I don't know, either it's gone or it's postponed, and I don't know when it's gonna happen again. Um, I was sort of I like to plan, but I'm not like super organized person. But also I like to just kind of like have the idea of it. I want it to be this way, or I want to make this happen this year, sort of thing. But everything kind of like changed, so that's like stressing out. But I also don't mind being alone because I actually like to be alone too sometimes. And that's why I just go out and ride a bike and listening music, because I think that's the only time I can really focus on listening to the music.
Mm.
Just like, like you go on a subway, like on a train, but
Yeah.
a train, but like sometimes it's just nice to just have the headphones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that, but I do not want this. I I miss everyone. I think like I mentioned from the beginning of this show, like this show, right? It's a show, yeah.
Say this
Yes.
show.
Yeah, okay. It's like
Yeah.
this
Why
show,
not?
yeah. Um I value the human connection really, really, really high, strongly. So even when I teach online class, like I ask a question and everyone just kind of like it just doesn't feel connected, like
Yeah.
like are you good? And everyone just kind of like and you're like, okay, no, or like so I miss that, and that's making me feel lonely.
Mm.
I think not just about like having someone to just hug with, more like, am I talking to you? Are we making a communication?
Yeah.
Like, are you listening to me? And I hate talking by myself. Sort
Yeah.
of thing, yeah.
I definitely feel you. And I think I'm maybe the most extreme, but I like change and like the unknown is like the trigger for my anxiety. So all of this happening, and I love planning at least a few months in advance, but if I can plan a whole year and like have a whole calendar of the year and know what I'm doing each month, like I love that. And I had lots of plans for each of the months that have passed so far, and for some of the coming months. I had a big like trip to Asia planned for this coming month that's no longer happening, and I have no idea when it can happen. So yeah, I struggled a lot with letting go of all those things that I was clinging to. And since I'm a elementary school teacher for the DOE, like they're not the most like they're not the most plan ahead either. Like not that we can really plan that far ahead with given what's going on right now, but there were a lot of changes in the school year too, and like I wasn't able to plan my classes for my kids in the way that I normally do. So I had to go through a lot of changes during this quarantine about like how I deal with things being new and things being different, and adapting to change really fast. In terms of like loneliness and being alone, I like being in control of my environment. So if I know in my head that I'm going to be around people, then like I can prepare myself for that and then, enjoy it. Or if I know that I'm going to be alone for a while, I can like set up my space to make sure I have like something to do, something to like stimulate me, like all of that. So I like just knowing what type of environment I'm going to be in, or when the change in environment is going to happen. So I think I'm in the place of like, I do enjoy having the consistency of knowing like if I'm by myself, I can set up my schedule this way, set up my space this way, my, what I choose to do and when I choose to do it. So in that way, I'm kind of like leaning towards Leia's, like, oh, I don't want it to be over because I just got into like my groove.
Right.
But in the same time, I'm like, I'm a teacher, so I have to be like with and around people, and it just feels weird to only have that connection through technology. And especially with my kids, like I had to watch my 5th graders graduate on a screen. Like that was so crazy. So wild. Learning out loud. We're not using ableist language on this conversation. Wild. But yeah, so I think in terms of like dealing with loneliness, it hasn't as much been about like, oh, I need someone to hold me, but more like I need as much consistency as possible. And if I'm going to be able to be around people, I need to know exactly who that is. I need to know that you're okay. I need to like, we need to be on the same page about everything, which is kind of like setting myself up for for a lot of emotions right now because nobody knows if they're okay unless you're getting tested like every day or every week. But
right. And even then
it could change in a heartbeat. So yeah, just trusting myself to like regulate my emotions enough to not let all of that inconsistency like mess with my flow and my routines and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like you're doing a good job.
Yeah, 100%.
Sure.
What I think is going to be hard is like getting, for me at least, is like getting out, like the transition to doing stuff.
Feeling comfortable again.
Yeah, I think that's going to be what's hard for me. But sorry, you go ahead, Bree.
I feel like we got a long time to go before we have to worry about that.
Fortunately,
I need that transition time.
I think similar to Jill's, I'm like a heavy control person, and I feel like, I mean, everything that's gone on in the past couple of months has been like, wow, you really have no control over anything, like nothing about your life you have control over. Wow. So it's been really hard, and I feel like every day too, like on every day too, on the news or something different, and I feel like I just sometimes don't know like what needs my full attention, or with the things that do get my attention, like what can I even do to solve these problems, or does it just feel like I'm spiraling in a bunch of things that I can't change? So I think a great thing for me during this quarantine has been organizing and like learning more about people power and how we can improve things, and trying to have conversations like with my friends and my families about my friends about the things that we can do as a collective to try to shift some of these things. And I feel like doing that work, even if it never like comes to fruition and things never shift, I feel like it gives me like a tiny sliver of control back to say, you know, this is something that's upsetting me, and I am putting my energy towards solving it, versus just saying, I'm gonna let the world cave in on itself all around me, and I'm just gonna be sad in my house about it. But also, if that's how you're coping, you know, hey. We
acknowledge that feeling and then we let it pass.
Exactly. We all have our ways of coping, so that's more than fine. Yeah, I think in terms of loneliness, I was feeling plucked in the beginning in terms of being by myself. Like, I have all the space in my apartment to dance. Like, right now I'm living by myself. So that's been nice. So it's like, I have this whole space here to dance, and no one is gonna say anything about me. And that's been super good. But I feel like lately I've been starting to like feel that feeling now, like not being able to be around my friends on a consistent basis and get that sort of connection has been starting to wear on me a bit. I still don't really know like what I'm gonna do, or if there's anything that I can do to really fix that feeling. In the beginning of quarantine, I was starting to think about like what sort of communication I found the most fulfilling. I really am into voice notes. Like, getting a voice note from someone in the middle of the day is such a nice feeling, and so I feel like I've been doing that more in the hopes that I get more back and it's been working. So yeah, I mean, those kind of ease the loneliness feelings a little bit for me.
Yeah. And I will say too, like, I said I love being alone, but in the beginning, like in most of quarantine, I haven't been actually alone. So I think that was helpful in me not feeling lonely because I literally wasn't alone. Being with a friend was great. So yeah, in terms of like realizing that we're here and we're kind of here to stay in quarantine for probably a couple more months because, like, you know, coronavirus is just like simply spreading and not kind of going away. How can we have like an outlook on we're here, and even though we're going to be here for a while longer, we're still going to be fine?
Yeah, that is really hard because so much that's going on is unknown, and it's not just dependent on us, it's dependent on the government and like every other citizen in this country. So that is like, what the heck? But that's really hard. I think I would try as best as you can to focus on your individual actions, and like your small or large sphere of influence, and getting those people to kind of be on the right page in terms of mask wearing and social distancing and like doing the good stuff in terms of keeping each other safe. And I feel like that can kind of help ease the feelings of like, nobody is doing this thing, so it's not worth it for me to, you know, social distance or like not go out to restaurants or whatever it is that you want to do anymore. I think those things are definitely still worth it. And I mean, we all kind of know this is the right thing to say. Well, whatever.
Go for it.
I was just going to say that we kind of know already that the government doesn't necessarily have our best interest in mind when it comes to the things that they're doing. And we can't just go based off of what's open and what's not.
Right.
In terms of like guiding our actions, we have to go to the experts. There are many people out here, doctors, scientists, like top people who are talking about this stuff and kind of giving us a little bit of guidance in terms of what to do. And I think take as much of that information in as you can and apply it to your life, and just know that by keeping yourself safe and keeping your family safe, like, you are doing the right stuff, and that's all we can do. Like, you just have to take things one day at a time. That's just it. That's not the best answer.
Well said, sis.
It is.
I think
it is the best answer out of this situation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Because there is so much unknown. There's so much that we still have yet to learn about this virus and about like how to deal with it properly, that like there really is no way to say like this is the way to fix your mentality. There's no one solution.
Yeah.
And probably connecting about it, like, oh, this is what you're doing, this is what I'm doing, like, let's try to mix it up. That's a good way to go. But if there's any, you know, last nuggets that you would like to share with us, Bree, please feel free.
Last nuggets. Nugget number 1, Leia, your fox eye looks great. I can see it from here. It looks swamped. Nugget number 2 is all of you are beautiful and lovely and smart and influential and powerful, and the community is lucky to have you. I'm so glad that you all are doing this program and bringing a little bit of that like human connection and community back, because we really do need it. So yeah, these are all the nuggets.
Thank you, sis.
Wow. So you, everybody, of course,
having me.
To repeat myself, this is
Is everyone okay?
So I set up a mirror so that I could do the makeup thing,
Mhm.
but it just fell over. Not to worry, it's fine. There's been worse
Okay.
things. It's not
What a
broken.
way to
Yeah.
finish up this first corner.
Truly.
Anyway, I was gonna say, to reiterate, this is Brianna Myers. Her Instagram is Brianna Myers _. Her Venmo is Brianna-Myers.
And that's Myers, Myers, not Meyers.
Yes,
Don't get it twisted.
right, exactly. So spell it right and send her money, and follow her on Instagram and Twitter. She's actually Twitter famous.
I'm not at all Twitter famous. Don't follow me on Twitter. My tweets suck. It's only Game of Thrones.
Follow her live tweets about Game of
About
Thrones.
Game
Don't
of
let her get
Thrones.
free. We know.
But yeah, that is our section with Bree, and we're so happy. We couldn't have thought of a better first guest for our pilot episode. So
Truly.
thank you so much for joining
you.
us.
Thank y'all. Bye.
Okay, so our next.
She left. She literally left.
Oh, she literally left.
Oh.
I mean, it's 11:12, so.
So our next corner is, what are you doing? This corner is about you guys. You guys share what you've been doing during this quarantine, so we can try it too, or any audience who's been watching this, or to try something new with us. It could be anything. You cooking, or I don't know, like cutting your hair, I don't know, you dressing up, anything that's
Painting.
possible. Painting, yeah. As much as we can, we're gonna try our best to do good. Yeah. So please share, and through our social media platform. Jill, can you
Yes, if you guys follow us at Hello Anyone Home on Instagram, in our bio, there's actually something that you can fill out that will allow you to share your story, share your examples, share what you're reading, cooking, listening to, all that good stuff. You can feel free to also send us a DM, but that's a space for us to hear from you guys. So please click that link in our bio. Yeah. And I'm going to pass it over to Bo and Dee, who are going to show us what we're doing today.
Yes. Okay.
Woo.
So today, our first what are you doing subject is putting makeup. And I have a guess. My roomie, Didi, everyone.
Yes, glow.
Hello.
So briefly, just introduce yourself and explaining what you're gonna do to us today.
So I'm
To us.
Yeah. I was a professional makeup artist, but as of the pandemic, I'm not anymore. But today I'm gonna do a really fun, neutral, everyday look with a little pop of color. So we're gonna be playing a little bit with color just for the inner corner. So for the inner corner, you could pick any color you want. I'm gonna go with this little baby blue here, but just make sure the inner corner pops and it's not too dark. Okay.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that's all you need to know. Just follow along. It'll be fun. It will be very quick and easy, so it's not like something you have to do like a lot of work with. So.
What kind of brush do you have?
Oh, so I'm using 5 different brushes. If you don't have 5 different brushes, you could use one, and I guess trying to make it happen.
Pull out yours, Leah and Jill. Pull out yours.
Use
We're all dirty. Don't
paper
judge
towel or something.
Wait,
in
I
your hands,
found
so,
more
you
than
can always
one.
wipe it off if, let's say, you're only using one brush.
Yes.
Should we wipe it with like a makeup remover or like just dry?
I want to say, you can use a makeup remover. It's just you don't want to get it too wet.
Yeah. Okay.
Dry is good too, but sometimes if the color is not fully off, it can transfer the colors too.
Yeah.
But we're not playing with too much dark colors, so I think it'll be okay.
I'm gonna use 2.
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
ready.
Tutu's okay. Yes, and I'm so excited.
And just so you guys know, we are going to do our best. Obviously, Jill's and I have somewhat limited equipment with us, so we're just going to use what we have. And so you guys at home, just use what you have to do your best. And we're not going to see what is happening on Bo's face. We're just going to try to follow Dee's directions to create the same, maybe similar look.
We shall see.
You
We
got
shall see.
Okay, should we start?
Yes.
Here we
Everybody
go.
ready? Everybody ready? I'm gonna turn around so nobody can see what's gonna happen.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Didi.
Okay.
Okay, so for the first thing you want to do is put your base color all over the eyelids so then it blends more effortlessly. The color should be as close to your skin color as possible.
I want to, Jill, let me see what you're using.
Okay, so I feel like this one is the closest to my skin color, right?
Mm-hmm,
This like brown moment.
Okay,
We're just doing one eye, right?
Yes.
Okay, I have something. I have this, and I'm gonna use this.
I'm doing
Got
my
you.
left
Yep,
eye.
that's good. Left eye? All right, left eye,
Left?
you got it.
If you have foundation, if you don't have a base color that's close to your skin, you can also use foundation and just set it with setting powder.
Brilliant.
That also works too. Or if you have a primer, that works too. That works actually best. Okay,
Does it go into the crease too, D? Or just the
Yes.
lid?
Put it a little bit above the crease, but not too
A
far.
little bit above. Okay.
Yeah, not like all the way to your brow.
Okay.
Far.
Okay, that's too late. I already went all. Okay.
Oh no. Oh yes, this is good too for everybody at home. You guys, we all have different eye shapes, so you got to make sure you're paying attention to like where on your eye is best, not like what it looks like on
For
somebody
example,
else.
like
type
I
deal.
don't have a crease. I don't.
Yeah.
So I just went free.
Let me know when you guys are ready.
I'm ready.
I have no idea if this is the correct amount, but I'm just gonna say I'm ready.
I mean, don't put too much. But
Okay. All right.
And then the next thing you want to do is put a more mauve pinky tone on all over the crease. That could be like a little bit not too dark. It's also gonna help with like transition. So it's your transition color pretty much.
Mauve pinky. Okay. In the crease.
It's gonna go in your crease and like pretty much all around your eye.
Okay.
The socket part.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Okay. Jill, let me see what you're using.
I think this one
Oh yeah,
But
that's right.
is, or should I go with like that one? That's too orangey though,
I
right?
feel like go with the first one.
This
Yeah.
one? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My palette is all like the same.
All like
shade.
brownies, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with it.
Yeah, okay. I feel like it's also important for us to think about like, since we're also all different skin tones too, like you I think how much you put on depends on your skin tone. Like for some people you don't want to put on too much because it'll show up too much, but for like darker skin tones you'll have to put on more or like concentrate it more, I guess.
So it's like all practice. You want to do like trial and error at home. It's good to play around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like what are you doing? Like this is definitely not what I've been doing.
I watch people on YouTube do this, but then I don't do it myself. What's your favorite makeup brand, Dee?
Oh, great question.
Yes.
Well, for eyeshadow, I mean, he's very controversial, but I love Jeffree Star's palettes.
Yeah, he is controversial, but the pigmentation is good, right? That's what I always hear.
Very good, yeah. I mean, of course, Urban Decay is like a good staple.
Yes.
If you want to go luxury, Natasha Denona has good eyeshadow.
Ooh.
Show them your nail.
Oh, hello.
Yes.
Oh my god! Wait, did
Go
you
off.
do that?
That ring finger color is dope.
How did you do
No, I got
that?
it done today actually.
Oh yeah, they look so good.
Yeah, they look fire. Love it.
Thank you.
Okay, I think I've gotten someone.
Okay. So for the next two brushes you want to use, one should be a little bit more tapered and smaller. So this will
So
help
that
with, yeah. That's a little too round.
Too round? Okay.
Yeah, it needs to be a little bit flatter.
Flatter.
Because it's kind of, we're using this to kind of lift the eye up a little bit. Kind of look like it's a cat eye, but not too dramatic.
Okay, gotcha.
This is like
yeah,
short.
So
This is good?
a brush
Okay.
like that, but also you also need a brush to kind of blend that out with. So I have a little bit of like a fluffy brush.
The fluffier one?
I have one.
Okay.
And then Leia, work with what you have.
Yeah. You
Okay,
can like,
I don't
squeeze the
have
bristles,
options
right?
like that.
If you want to like stamp it, you can like squeeze the bristles so
Yes,
that it's thinner,
you
right?
can also do it like that.
Leia, you can do it.
You got
You got this, queen.
Oh, and the color you want to use, you could go for a little bit like a browner, or because
Okay.
we want to add like a shadow to go up to kind of like lift your eye up a little bit.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, let me see your color, Jill.
So I have a couple of browns in here. This one's like ashier, and this one's like warmer. Do we want it to be an ashier?
Cooler one's better.
The cooler one? Okay. All right.
Okay. So can you describe what you're doing, like on the eye, like kind of like is it like kind of like lining?
So I'm putting it from the middle, right where the eyelash is,
Okay.
and then you're just kind of like throwing it up a little bit diagonal, so kind of like an eyeliner, kind of mimic
Okay.
the shape of eye,
Gotcha.
but just more smoky.
Dee, have you ever put makeup on Bo before?
No, this is my first time, so I'm
That's
so
so
excited.
crazy.
She never lets me, so I'm so happy that she's letting me today. This is like dark enough.
Bo, do you think that in the future you will get your makeup done again by your amazing roommate?
I don't know, maybe if I
Event photo shoot, yeah.
if it's good.
How serious?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is so bad. My diagonal is like up at my eyebrow. Do you see it?
Oh, yes.
I want to see
The
it.
good thing about this is that I actually do my eyeliner a lot, so I feel like this feels like doing that.
I used to, and then I haven't done my eyeliner in 4 months. So like lost my technique. It's like if you don't do your foundations drills, everybody, dancers, you lose your technique, and then we're all chopped.
Eyeliner does feel like a technique. Especially, I think my eyes are too, like, super different shapes. Whenever I put eyeliner on, it's like, like, do I put a different amount? Okay, this is actually a question that I have now that I'm talking about it. My eyes are such different shapes that, like, if I put the same amount of eyeliner on both, then, like, when I open my eyes, it looks like a different amount. You know what I mean? Like, what do you suggest?
YouTube. No, literally, you just gotta find like any YouTuber that has like your same eye shape, and then you just follow their like the way they do their eyeshadows, and it really can help you. That's a really good way I would say, or just practice on yourself too. So.
Yeah, the way that I end up doing it is usually so that when my eyes are open, it looks like the same. It looks like even on both eyes. But then, like if I close it, you can tell that they're not even.
And some people have really hooded eyelids, so it's like when you put the eyeshadow on, it just disappears as soon as it opens.
Mm-hmm.
Mine are like that.
And you don't have to put makeup on.
Literally.
Okay.
Okay. I feel like it doesn't look so pointy now. I need to fix the pink part
How
though.
you doing, guys?
I feel good, honestly. I feel good. What
Yeah,
about you,
this-
Jill?
This
I have a
is
feeling we are
I'm
end up
stressing my-
looking good.
Yeah.
I hope
But
so.
I think, like, honestly, in the camera, you can't see it at all. Like, you can't see any difference.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine I look the worst. That's embarrassing.
Mm-mm. That's not gonna happen because my shadowed, like the liner shadow, girl, nope. So I trust y'all are doing better than
I
I
need
am.
to stop touching it because I feel like it already looks fine.
Maybe
so
that's
stop.
that's my problem is that I keep trying to add to it to fix it instead of not touching it.
Well, no, not yet. That's one thing. The most important.
There's one most important part coming up.
Actually, two more.
Two.
Two more.
Okay.
Yes. Hit us with it.
I can't even see myself. I want to see
No,
myself.
you stop.
No, you shouldn't
can't.
see yourself until the end.
It's one part. Stress me out.
Chills, do you have a favorite brand for any of your makeup? Like, is there something that you
Mm-hmm.
feel attached to?
I'm a big Fenty Beauty lady. We love the extended shade range and the fact that she inspired like every other brand to extend their shade range. Before Fenty, there were not a lot of options for like brown women. And even the thing is that it's not even like just brown women, it's like people with undertones that are not pink. Like
Yeah.
yellow undertones, olive undertones, red undertones, neutral undertones. Like there's so many different like tones and shades, and a lot of makeup brands just like didn't account for that. So like I feel like people of color like got a big win when Fenty came out, but like
Really.
kind of everybody did because it just like inspired everybody to like
Right.
just accommodate for everyone, not just a couple people, you know.
Well, famously, when people of color have a win, it's actually a win for everyone.
Win for everyone. Exactly. That's so true.
Okay, what's next?
Okay, this is the most crucial. This is where you use the pop of color.
Okay.
So I changed my mind. We're gonna do green instead. But use any pop. So this is for the inner corner.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it not just in the corner, but a little bit extended up to, and the bottom a little bit, but not all the way through, just a little bit.
Okay. Like a little C shape.
Yes, like a little C.
Okay.
So unfortunately, I have only no colors. So
Maybe use your like the brightest thing that you have.
You can also do like oh my god, what is it called? Where it's like really bright.
Highlight?
Yes, the inner corner highlight.
Highlight.
okay, I can do that. That I can do.
This green is like on the darker side,
Can
but
I
it
see
is.
Can I see your
Yeah.
color?
Okay. I feel like it won't be a highlight, but it will be a color pop.
Yeah.
Yes. Go for the
for the green.
color. I mean, it's just like I never use color in my makeup, which I feel like this is inspiring me to purchase some kind of a palette with color because mine is so.
You know who has really good, affordable eyeshadow and really good Elf?
Oh
my
yeah.
gosh!
They have these little quads that just came out. The pigments are so good, and they're only like $5.
Oh, that's doable. Very, very doable.
Definitely check that out.
Definitely.
I'm just gonna. Although, okay, Jills, look at what I have here. So here's what I have. Do you think I should just like highlight, or should I like go for? Is this
feel
like a color?
I feel like that is like a color enough, and it's also sparkly, which is the highlight part.
Okay, sure,
So,
sure, sure.
yeah.
And question for D, are you doing like a general highlight, or is it like angular? Like, is it a line, or is it kind of like a general inner corner, like
It'll be
blendy
exactly
moment?
like it'll be where the tear duct is.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
You could just put it there, but I'm going a little bit more up and a little bit more down too, so it's
Okay.
But since you
Gotcha.
don't have the brighter color, just do the tear duct. It's
Okay.
I feel like this green's coming out a little dark, so I'm gonna put something bright on top of it, but that like won't change the color. Just brighten it up. I can't wait to see Bo's face. This is gonna be great.
Same. I
I'm
feel like
thinking-
this should be a regular weekly thing that you guys do together.
Ah,
Yeah,
bonding.
That's the new thing.
Yes.
Yeah. The only like makeup moment I can remember for Bo is your Adam Lambert performance.
Oh my god, yes.
All the makeup you had to wear for
I
that.
think that was the
How'd
first
you feel
makeup
about
I
that?
actually liked.
Yes, see?
Other makeup,
See?
every job. I'm so sorry for the makeup artist, but I feel like they don't know the Asian eyes and skin.
That's a huge
Oh,
problem.
yeah, it's really rough.
And I hate when they put non-Asian eyebrow skills on Asian eyebrow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yep.
Or like too thin, or like, but like thin is like this way.
Or like too round when it typically is like straighter with like a
Yeah,
curve.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
or sometimes like I have what is it called? They put the fake eyelash.
Oh yeah. But those are like, if they're super curly, sometimes they really just don't work for people's eye shape.
Yeah. So I never really like liked it, but that makeup, I remember it was so good. I liked it. I mean, like, I honestly don't know what's good and what's bad on my face.
This is the time to find out,
Yeah.
Bo. This is like
Today's
your
the
moment.
day.
Oh, I don't think she'll like these colors because it's not for her.
She said it's like cotton candy. I don't think I would like it.
Oh, but maybe you'll like it'll grow on you, maybe.
Maybe you're only thinking you won't like it because you haven't seen it yet. Maybe you'll see
Ooh,
yourself
yeah.
and be like, "Oh, girl, this is my new look." You know, teaching my online classes in a cotton candy.
Oh my
eye.
gosh, every online class you should do a different makeup look.
Yes.
Right?
That's fire. I kind of like that.
That
I'm
would be
gonna change
so
the rotation
fun.
of my Zoom classes. Instead of a different straight style each week, we're actually going to learn a different makeup look each week, and then I just might dance for you for an hour.
Okay, like in the camera though, my eyes look exactly the same as each other. It doesn't look any different.
Get closer, because I feel like mine do from here too. But then, which one is the one you did the make? Close your eyes.
You see?
Oh, I see.
This is
now.
the last step.
Okay, what's
Okay.
last then?
So we're gonna do under the eye. You could use any color. I'm gonna use the second transition shade that we put all over the crease.
Okay.
I don't want it too much because I want to let that bright color pop. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you're just going like underneath.
Yeah, underneath.
Okay.
Where your lower lash line.
Okay.
Stop moving. Blend, blend, blend.
That is a skill that I didn't learn until like much later.
I can't
So
go
I
out
feel
without doing the lower lash curl because
Mm.
it completes the look.
So I'll just.
We're done. Are you done?
Wait, let me.
Um,
I have no idea.
I mean, if
You
to
see
really
it.
complete the look, you want to put mascara. That would really complete the look.
okay, we could do that. We could totally do that. I have that.
I
Mascara.
have mascara because I don't use it anymore, so I can't even do it on purpose.
Bo, do you have mascara?
I don't have. I hate mascara.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You don't have to say it like that, Bo. Come on, be with us. I hate mascara.
Okay,
I
Jill,
just don't
tell
like
us
the
what
feeling.
kind of mascara you are using. This
Well,
is actually
actually-
Yes, tell us.
Well, I was just gonna say I happen to be using my Fenty Beauty mascara.
Great.
What's another
They
really
have-
good one? Lash Paradise from L'Oreal is really nice.
Ooh, yes, L'Oreal makes really, really good, and Maybelline too.
Yes, Maybelline.
I have
Mm-hmm.
3 different ones here with me today.
Ooh, look at you!
have-
She said I got options.
Yes, I have some options. I have this. Wait. Okay, I have this Mineral Fusion mascara. Let me just show you guys the.
She's giving you the full YouTuber
Okay.
moment.
Yes,
Yeah.
give it-
That's option
Can you
one.
guys see it? Is it focused? Can you see
Ooh,
that?
wow, that's interesting. Then I have a Glossier one. This is Lash Slick.
Oh, I love
I
it.
usually
That's the
Yes,
skinny
I
one,
use
right?
this one often because it makes my eyelashes like super long. Like this is very
Mhm.
lengthening, very precise, no clumps, and it's super rubbery. Like it's not bristles, it's like a
Yeah.
rubber thing. So like
Uh-huh.
when I do my mascara, it's very like flexible. Okay,
The rubber's better
option.
at like separating, right?
It really separates them. It's so nice. And then wait, I didn't do my mascara yet. Okay, and then the third one I have is this Tarte one, which I haven't used yet.
Ooh.
But like the brush is
Love
really
Tarte.
bristly.
Wait, which one is it from Tarte?
Big Ego.
Oh, I never tried the Big Ego.
So I guess I'll just try that one then.
Yeah.
Okay, let's use this.
Maybe.
Bo, why are you covering up your face like that?
No.
Because I want to be like, ta-da, you know?
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Wow, this camera makes me look.
Do you do
skinny.
do you do bottom lash mascara too? When you do mascara?
I do a little bit. Sometimes I get scared because it might get too clumpy.
Yeah, that's.
But I just go one swipe and that's it.
Okay, all right.
I have I don't even really see any bottom lashes on my eye, pretty much. So I'm not gonna do that.
Oh my god, this has been taking 26 minutes.
I go.
Oopsie.
That's all right.
That's okay. That's okay.
Beauty takes time, Bobo.
Okay, I think. Okay. I think
Look at the lashes, honey. Hold on. I wasn't ready.
I love that we just did one eye.
I know.
30 minutes to do one eye, but sure. Okay.
Okay.
Everyone reveal yourself, Bo. Let's see it.
You ready? Not even ready.
I'm not ready either. What if
3,
it doesn't look good?
2, 1.
Oh, you have to get closer. I can't
You
see
have
it.
to get closer. Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
god.
Get
Jeez.
closer.
This is too bright. Okay.
No,
Like, yeah.
yeah, get really close. though. We want to see the detail. No,
Let me just
closer than
move the
that.
camera. Okay. Can you
Close
like
it,
can
yeah.
you like do it?
Ooh, that's so cool.
Ooh, that's so pretty.
Oh, that blending is so much better than mine. Wow.
I really feel like it's the pop of color. Like mine doesn't look like that because there's no pop of color. It's just. But wow, that looks great. Okay, let's see a close up of Jill's eye. I love what you did on the bottom there. I never do the bottom.
Do the bottom. It's a life changer.
Ooh, hit it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you see the inner corner?
Ow. It's like
Yes.
a green little. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see the highlight color you use. It's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Very pretty. Okay, mine doesn't look like anything, but you.
Let me see.
Okay. awkward because I mean, honestly, in real life, I think it looks great in real life, but
Okay.
it's just like regular, like
Why are you assuming we don't think it looks great also?
because I can see it in the camera and it looks nothing different than the other eye.
Let me see a little closer.
Get close.
As close as I can get to my computer. Okay.
Ooh, look at that line. Ooh, okay.
Leia, move to the left side.
In the middle.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Yeah.
It's cute.
Okay, see the highlight. You did that with
Move
the
to
highlight.
the left again. Left.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
It's super subtle, but it's cute.
It is.
It's just subtle.
Natural
because
every
the colors
day.
are subtle.
So
I tried to put a lot, but it just doesn't. Yeah. I mean, okay, this is a palette that I use. Smash.
I have two of those actually. They have a
Yeah?
really colorful one. If you like their shadows, you should get that one.
Yeah. Okay, this is what I've learned though, is that I need to branch out and get more variety of colors.
Yeah.
I think I learned that I need to not just swipe things over the lid. There's like other parts of the eye that need to be addressed, and
And brushes. Oh my god, invest in brushes. They have good inexpensive brushes. They have really good inexpensive brushes.
Elf.
Morphe, Elf, they have really good brushes.
I feel like we need to have you come back again.
Yes,
definitely.
Time.
Thank you so much for schooling us.
Yeah, wait,
That's
Bo, what did you learn, Bo?
Are you gonna do this again? Are you gonna walk out in public like this?
Oh.
With both eyes?
I think I can try with like a photo shoot.
Yeah.
That'd be cute.
So the next time I want to learn like a cool like some kind of like an eyeliner, like something different, like not eyeliner on necessarily our like the normal place, but you know, like those eyeliners
like that's like around like here, like
yeah, like something kind of angular,
like a
and like
crease eyeliner.
I'm so scared of cut crease. It terrifies me so much.
Something like that.
I'm terrified of cut crease, so
you can definitely try that.
I would love to do this again because we obviously have a lot more to
many things to learn. Yeah.
Here.
I hope people who are watching also did it with us.
Yeah, comment either like on our video or comment on our Instagram or wherever. Like, what did you guys learn from this, or are there things that you already knew, or are there extra tips that you guys might have for us that we could try?
Questions?
Yeah, or more questions because I have a zillion.
That was so good.
Goose is here.
I'm chewing on your thing. It was so good. This is a cat eye.
Yeah. Period.
Oh my gosh, Goose like Loki has a fox eye. The Goose, just let them see. Like he has on the inner corner. Do you see that?
Like,
yes.
Oh my God,
who said this is my inner corner highlight? Hello.
Look at that inner corner. The inner corner. It's flying.
All right, so that was our "What Are You Doing" corner, first episode with Dee.
Yay!
Thank you, Dee.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'll be back.
Yes, please come back.
I'm inviting myself back.
I know,
because
she wants to put makeup on my face.
Yep.
Next time we gotta take a full
face.
Full face. Oh my god.
I want to do full face.
I need to learn how to contour.
Oh my contour, highlight, blush. Oh my god, I love blush. Faux freckles. I've been so into that.
Want to learn that?
I've been so.
Wow. Okay, we have a list of things. This needs to be a regular segment.
We have so many that we can do for the future episodes.
Yes.
So that was our "What Are You Doing" corner, and our next corner, which is our last corner, is "What Are You Giving?" Leia, would you like to explaining what are you giving?
Sure, I would love to. So we had this idea that one really uplifting part of quarantine, because like a lot of things in quarantine are the opposite of uplifting, which I'm not sure what that word is, but is like watching people really going out of their way to show kindness to others. And so we wanted to really figure out how we could make that a practice in our own lives. Like, how can I do something small for someone else, like, every day? And so we wanted to figure out a way to sort of pass that around. Like, if I do something nice for Jill's and she does something nice for Bo, and then, like, it kind of just ripples in that way. We kind of called in two of our friends to help us with this segment, and we thought, who is a super light in our lives, and we chose Christine and Rose to help us do this what are you giving segment. So they are going to take it away and share with you what they've come up with.
So we're gonna play that video that they prepared, and that will be our end of first episode.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching or listening. We're very excited to keep continuing having this platform, and just communicate with everyone and to stay in connect. So feel free to again share any things that you want to share for what are you doing, or any stories about how are you doing.
Yeah, we really want to focus on answering that question honestly, and sometimes it's not so easy answering that question, how are you doing? Sometimes we just kind of go straight into like, yeah, I'm good, or like, I'm okay, or I'm fine. But we want to make this a safe space for us to actually share like what feelings we're feeling and how we've been kind of getting along with all of the things happening in the world right now. So
and it will be anonymous, right? We're not
it can totally be anonymous.
Yes, share anything with us. We'll make sure that it's sharing in a completely safe environment. Again, one more time, Jill, what's the social media account?
At Hello Anyone Home. And yes, that is also the name of our YouTube channel as well.
Yeah,
you can follow us on Instagram.
Yes. Wait for our next episode with a new guest, with new what are you
things to learn
doing and things to learn and trying something different. Thanks for watching again, and yeah, let's get into what are you giving.
Yay!
Guys,
go!
Too short. One at a time. Keep it light. Okay, you can. Because I need to be energetic. Hi, my name is Rose, for those of you guys who don't know me.
Hi everyone, I'm Christine.
I'm from Taiwan. I am currently staying in New York City during the quarantine time.
I'm here in Toronto at the moment, hoping to go back to New York City sometime soon.
I'm a New York City-based dancer. I'm also a filmmaker. I'm also a videographer.
I'm part of the Shinsa crew. I'm a dancer in New York.
I mostly do dance videos, choreographies,
Hype team, Liddy Master.
I've been doing a lot of baking. There are really good baking times and a lot of burnt cakes. I would say...
Focus. Just taking a lot of dance class, working out a lot.
The thing I miss the most is actually having a space to dance, because I live in a really small studio and I don't want to mark through the combos.
I feel like, the difference of people that are kind of stuck in New York is like I'm grateful to have space to actually move around, so that's why I've been taking so much dance class, and it's been helping me to stay mentally and physically just busy.
But it's summertime, so I haven't done it, but I'm gonna go out, outside to a park and dance.
Okay.
I would say I miss seeing my friends singing class together.
Obviously I miss Chua. I miss my friends back in New York. I miss my community.
Being able to feel the energy when we're dancing it together.
Just being independent.
The good days are whenever I feel inspired, I get to bake a lot. tried to reorganize my apartment, trying to learn stuff online.
Getting to spend a lot of time with my family, which has been a huge blessing. Rambling. What are me and Rose part of? What are we doing here?
I'm really excited to be a part of this Hello Family YouTube live stream.
Let's sum it up. Me and Rose are going to be passing along good deeds, spreading good vibes. Every week, there will be a new topic.
So if you would want to participate with us, feel free to do so.
I'm going to start by giving a good deed to Rose, and then she'll pass it on to someone else.
And this good deed can be anything. It's anything very simple, like you can text your friend asking how they are, you know, like make someone feel a little bit nicer, even if it's just 10%. It can just be as simple as that.
Send it to the Anyone Home page, and then we'll be sharing our favorites every week.
If you don't feel like filming it, that's okay. You can also just, respond to a comment to let us know how you feel about it, what you did. But if you do, upload it, tag us, show it on social media, and pass these good deeds to everyone around you and who you love. I hope everyone is doing really well during this quarantine, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Coming straight from our living room in Toronto and New York City. Ooh, I had this so lined up the other day.
And that's a good first one. One more time.
I hope this is good content.